Hi everybody, this is Claudia here, and I wanted to do something I normally don't do, and we'll see how this goes, but I want to put together what I'm starting to call like a little care envelope with some printables, and I think I'll probably put these available in my shop once we see if this turns out okay. But this is for a friend who recently got in a car accident, and then right after, like 3 days after, she got COVID. So she's not feeling too well, so I wanted to make her a little card. So I'm going to start by making this little pocket envelope, and what I did is I took a piece of standard white cardstock and I painted it with instant decaf coffee. You don't even have to boil the water, just cold coffee and powdered cheap decaf coffee. And I get a little paintbrush. It's actually sitting out on my counter in my kitchen almost 24 hours a day. That's why I waste it. And so this one got a little messy, so it's perfect for the envelope because we're going to fold it up in there and no one will ever see it. So basically it's 8.5 by 11, and then we're going to fold it into, we're making basically a square, and you could fold it that these two corners come together, but I like to do just shy of maybe like 1/2 inch to 1 inch here, so I get some extra folds. So we're going to take this part off. And this is a new purchase from the dollar store. It's a plastic ruler, and I love it. It's great for making the rough edges on the paper. So here we have this, and I know I'm going to kind of need this to be a little bit wide for what I want to do, so I might have to bend it a few times to get the right shape, but this is about right. So this is what the back is going to look like. Maybe we add something to it, maybe we don't. So there is a back pocket here. Some people like to rip these off, but I'm going to keep this on here as extra strength for what we're doing. And okay, let me get adjusted here. So the first thing we're going to do too to make this stay is we're going to get our glue, and we're going to put glue on here so that the bottom doesn't fall out, or things don't fall out the bottom. A little thick there. And see, I like that stain showing. So I'm gonna make sure that shows. I'll put a little glue here, a little leftover, and then this gets stuck in here. And look at this, we have this nice little pocket. So that is the base for this. Okay, so here we go. This image, I just really like the colors in it and the botanical, but it's not March, it's November, and I'm not sure about the word elite for this situation. So I'm probably just going to use the top part of this for the color. So first I'm going to get my Distress ink out. You know, when I first started doing this, I did not have the Distress ink, and I tell you, I don't know, $6, $7 for the Distress ink, which lasts a long time if you cover it up. Don't let it get dried out, but I think even then you could add some water to it. But it just makes things look so much better and have so much more depth. So I highly recommend that. To get this, you'll love it. I'm going to ink this whole thing because I don't know where I'm going to trim it. And if there's scraps, I will save them because I always use my scraps. Okay, so right about here, take that off. Oh, I love those colors together. All right. And yeah, so I just thought this will be a nice little thing to give her, and I'm leaving space for putting in a little bag of tea. I got some ginger turmeric tea, and ginger's great for when your stomach's upset. So I thought that would be nice. Okay, so we're going to want to mount this on another piece of cardstock. So let me grab some of that. Sometimes it gets like really patinaed when I coffee dye it, and I can't really tell what it's doing till it dries. So in some situations I would like that. This is probably, for this one, I'm going to leave it this. So see how this is going to fit in the pocket? So put this on here, and I think I'm going to leave a little bit of edge. Let's figure out what we want to do right now. I've got this music notes, which I think, oh, look at that. I mean, look how they just make a pattern. I'm going to not have the word showing. I'm just going to have that. So let's tear that off. Get that looking nice and vintage here. And under here, I like the way that looks. I'm just going to put that down one side. Sometimes we're symmetrical and sometimes we are not. Kind of line this up a little bit, huh? Yeah. All right. This is my favorite glue. Fabrifix. It just dries quickly. It does not seem to be that water soluble, so once you get it on your hands, not like you can get it off really easily. You definitely have to scrub it. And I created this, "We sincerely hope you feel better very soon." I know she likes birds. She loves earth tones. So even though this may seem fall themed, it's really just the kind of color she likes. I just thought this would be kind of a little bit funny with all the owls. Yeah. I'm going to put that on there. Right here. Isn't that cute? I like making these with the cursive and this font that is an Art Nouveau font, because my cursive is not so good anymore. It used to be. Okay, so this is the start of our card, which we're going to trim the bottom off this, but this is basically going to fit down in here. And so how tall do I want it to be? Not too tall, but tall enough. Like this. And I'm probably going to turn it into a tag at the top because I want to be able to have a ribbon. So we can do that now. Punch this, just kind of eyeball the center, like that. Then I got some little labels and I coffee dyed these too. I'm just coffee dyeing everything. You just don't want to put a ton of water so you don't lose the stickiness, but it seems to work just fine. So that's where we'll eventually put some ribbon at the top. Okay, so that's going to go in there like that. And let's antique. This one is called Vintage Photo, is the color. There are lighter ones. I'm pretty sure you can get like actual colors like purple and stuff, but this one just makes it look like you found it in a really cool antique shop. Which I assume if you're watching my videos and you like things that I like, you like to go to antique shops. Look at that. Got nice and aged. Okay, so that's going to go down. Let's put a little more glue on that corner because you know it's going to go up and down. It's looking very charming, don't you think? I think it's looking really charming. Maybe it's a little tall. It's going to flop out. Take off a little bit more off the bottom, so it's not too top heavy. There, that's good. Already looking good, right? Okay, so I've got this little front of an envelope, a vintage envelope, which really I want the stamp color, you know, because like the red and the rusty. Okay. This piece here, another piece of coffee dyed paper. I think what I'm going to do, I've got this tag, enjoy a cup of tea. But I think I'm going to run it this way. If I put this down in here, you won't be able to see the card part. Some glue here. This on here. You'll see that rough edge. It's actually good when it's like that. I think it looks really cool. Look at that. And then we are going to So I need to end up like right here. So I'm going to fold this up and then I'm going to fold it back. Because she's cool looking too, but we're just going to have her on the back, and that'll kind of maybe be a little space for the tea. Look at that. Yes, that's going to be cool, right? Especially if it a little bit taller. You see how we work these things out? You're just constantly adjusting. Yes. Okay, I've got to age this. It is such a beautiful day here in Gainesville, Florida. I think the high is 72. Like, we get so few of these perfect days. And my little setup here, which is not really big enough and overflowing, is right in my sunroom. So I get to look out over our little backyard. I mean, seriously, you know that's cute, right? Do we need to fold that a little more? Probably. It's just totally fine. I think it just makes it look more aged. Yay. Okay, here we go. Enjoy a cup of tea on me. Okay. Look at that. That's gonna be really cool. I know she'd like this image, so I'm trying to figure out how I can get this in here. Or what if I did that? I've got this one too, which I think she would like. So if I have things kind of poking out, I'm sure, like you can kind of see down in there. I think that will work. I think she'll love these. So I'm going to antique them real quick. And got a couple other ideas. Of her. I've got some scraps of coffee dyed cardstock here. Okay, so she's cool, right? Without a doubt. So we are going to mount her on this paper. Now, I forgot to mention, she's an artist. So when I found this, I was like, oh yeah, gotta pull this out for her. So she could pull this out and use it as a bookmark, put it in one of her journals. She could write on the back. She could punch a hole in it and make another tag. Put you down in there. I think this works because if you open this and it says, "We sincerely hope," you're like, hope what? You feel better soon. So there you go. And then this one, oh, I love her and I love those colors. But I'm going to make her into a little booklet. Okay? What we do here is Trying to get this sizing right. Like this. And I actually could sew the binding, which is pretty easy, to make a little pad here, or I could use my little brass tacks, which could also be fun. Let's see. All right, that's what we'll do. Just because it'll add, I'm going to use a gold thread, a ribbon for tying this up at the end, and so that'll tie into these little brass tacks. I'm just going to get some scraps of this cardstock and put them in there. Oh, I got something cool. So one of my friends was over here, we were making cards the other weekend, and she was using the glitter watercolor, and this is just her test page. And I was like, I want that. Like, that thing looks cool. She's like, really? I was going to throw it away. No. So we are going to put this in here. It's going to be so pretty. Oh, look at this. Look how pretty that is. Holy moly. Okay. So we're going to glue her down on the front. The whole time I'm making this video, since it's the first one I've ever done where I'm actually crafting in person, I'm thinking, am I on camera? Is it actually taking the video? I have no idea. It's too late now to stop. But look how pretty that paper is in there. Oh my gosh. For making a few notes while you're sick in bed, you could say, I can't wait to get up. I can't wait to feel better. Okay, where do we have those little things? Little brass tacks, or whatever you call them. I don't know what these are called. And definitely have an awl taken from my husband's toolkit. Just gonna go right through here. I'm gonna have to put 2 to make this work. And then one right here. Okay, now watch this. Put that through there. Open it up. Put this through here. Open it up. Look how cute this is. Really pretty. Okay. Now, this is a little notebook. And you get the gold showing. I really like the way this turned out. So I'm going to tuck the little tea bag right in here. And we are going to get this gold string, which I got at a thrift store. Like a whole ball of it for like $2. Okay, go around and around and around and around. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to trim it. And I'm also going to double knot because the other day I was thinking this was really secure and it kind of come undone if you don't. See that glue? It sticks to everything. Okay. Isn't that pretty? I mean, I think this is a sweet gift. So, because this turned out okay, I am probably going to add this kit to my Etsy shop because I just think it's different, kind of artsy. And imagine if you're sick in bed and someone puts this on your doorstep with a little cup of tea and things to look at and a little notepad. And all we need is like a ribbon here, which I'm not going to make you wait while I go searching for one, but little ribbon trailing off of there. I think this makes a great little gift. So, yes. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like and subscribe to my channel. And please check out my Etsy shop, Whispers and Reverie Co. There's a link in my bio here on Instagram because sometimes it's hard to find particular shops on Etsy. So just open up the link tree and hit Etsy shop and it'll take you there. And thanks for following along. Have a great day. Bye.